Hello and good morning, my friends. It's very nice to see you here on the Impact Money Show. It is always a pleasure. It is always a pleasure. Welcome, welcome. We're broadcasting live from Washington, D.C., where the weather today is a crisp 48 degrees Fahrenheit under partly cloudy skies. A fitting metaphor for the mixed signals we're seeing in the markets and the world beyond. The air's got that early spring bite, but trust me, things are heating up fast around here, and I'm not just talking about the cherry blossoms gearing up to pop. It really is something to watch. Very beautiful scene that we get here around the District of Columbia for all that stuff here. Let me change my. There we go. Kind of. Bam! I found it. See, it only took me how many days to figure that all out. We're coming off an electrifying run of events that we have set the stage for what's shaping up to be a wild 2025. Just weeks ago, we danced the night away at one of the President Trump's inaugural balls that we produced. Glitz, glamour, and a whole lot of power moves. Then we rubbed elbows with the global elite at the Washington Elite After Party for the Global Family Office Investment Summit, where billionaires whisper deals over champagne that'll move markets for years. And how about last Friday, the White House Crypto Summit After Party with our good friend Brock Pierce, crypto's own rock star, had the room buzzing with blockchain dreams and Bitcoin bravado. But hold on to your hats, because the best is yet to come. Next week, we're headed to the Big Apple for Bitcoin Palooza at the Sugar Mouse in New York City on March 19th. Music, arts, business, crypto. It doesn't get better than this, folks. We're taking a full-on celebration where money meets innovation. And I'll be there bringing you the inside scoop. I'll bring you the inside scoop like I always do, folks. Let me turn on our ticker here. Got our ticker, the latest prices going on. I took myself totally off there. I hope you guys didn't miss that. That was some of my best stuff. I hope you can still hear me. They added new little functions, and sometimes that was some good stuff. But anyway, I'm not going to repeat it. First, let's talk Washington's favorite sport, policy upheaval. Yesterday, the EPA under Lee Zeldin dropped a bombshell, rolling back emission standard for cars and power plants, questioning climate science, and axing environmental justice programs. Environmental justice programs. Yeah, that's right. You heard that right. They're calling it the most momentous day in EPA history. Green groups are livid, screaming about ecological disasters, while Trump teams cheers it as a middle finger to the woke red tape. On X, it's a split screen. Half the post hail deregulations as a job booster, and the other half warn we're handing polluters a blank check. Money angle, energy stocks might catch a bid, but consumers' costs could climb if the trade war vibes keeps heating up. Speaking of trade wars, Trump's doubling down on his tariff game. Steel and aluminum duties hit 25% this week, and Canada and the EU aren't taking it lying down. Canada's retaliating with 30 billion in tariffs starting today. And the EU's got 28 billion queued up for April 1st. Trump's on Fox News calling the EU a rigged deal, fleecing America, pointing fingers at Ireland tech hubs. Polls say 70% of Americans, red, blue, doesn't matter, expect higher prices. This while gas prices are falling. Economists like Larry Summers are sounding the alarm, pegging recession odds at 50% if this escalates. Markets feel it too. Dow futures are down 0.09%, not much. It's kind of flat. S&P futures off about 0.18%. NASDAQ futures sliding 0.3%. The U.S. dollar index barely green, up 0.02%. stuck in a tug of war between tariff-driven strength and the Fed that looks dovish after yesterday's cooler CPI at 2.8%. Money's jittery, folks. Uncertainty. And the only certainty is the only certainty right now. And it's funny because, inflation, everyone's so used to hearing these inflation numbers. Inflation at 0.28%. Oh, it's better. It's getting better. You don't realize, and I said it on a post on X yesterday, someone responded, they said, I don't understand. And so it's really funny because I do the show every morning, right? So I feel like a lot of more people understand now. 2.8% is the extra amount that you got taxed last month. 2.8%. That was the tax levied by the banking cartel, the Federal Reserve. People say, I don't understand what you mean. What do you mean? I get my pay stub. Taxes are the same. Yeah, that's right. You just got diluted, and the buying power of the money that you made is down 2.8%. Okay, that's the way it works. It's another tax. Inflation is a tax. That's the way it works, folks. That's the way it works. And then there's the government shutdown clock ticking. Deadlines tomorrow night. Senate Dems, led by Chucky Schumer, are digging in against the GOP funding bill with $13 billion in cuts, calling it Elon Musk's Doge agenda in disguise. Trump's quiet today, but yesterday the White House bragged about his chat with Ireland's Michael Martin, Michael Martin, I'm not sure, as proof of tremendous business ties. Meanwhile, the education department is imploding. Mass layoffs kicked off this week under Linda McMahon, and she says it's one step from scrapping it entirely, which I mean, since the Department of Education started, we have slid. I mean, this is just a fact. We have slid in the world as far as education, from like one or top to complete bottom. Half are cheering the purge, half are panicking from the fallout. Money's moving here too. Private lenders might feast, but families are sweating. I can tell you here in the district, a lot of people are upset. People are just upset. Uncertainty is not good for markets. Uncertainty is not good for families. Uncertainty in general is rough. Uncertainty is rough. And so when uncertainty is in the air, it's rough, right? It's rough to be happy. It's rough to, a lot of these different things are rough. Oh, man, let me see here. I got a lot going on, folks. I got a lot going on. Let me tell you that. It's a lot. Of course, we will be joined by my good friend Matt Dixon here in a few minutes. Across the Atlantic, or rather in Saudi Arabia, Trump's playing peacemaker after U.S.-Ukraine talks. A 30-day ceasefire with Russia is on the table. He's threatening sanctions if Putin doesn't bite, sending envoy Steve Witkoff to Moscow by tomorrow. Kiev's all in. Zelensky calls it a shot at peace, but Putin's playing coy, studying it while hammering Ukraine with drones overnight. He hit Kursk yesterday, first time since last year's incursion, flexing in fatigues with General Gerasimov, vowing to liberate it. I've never seen Putin in fatigues. This is the first time. It is something. And they're floating a buffer zone. X sees as Putin thumbing his nose at Trump's deal making. Representative Witkoff, especially with China, Iran, and Russia reportedly huddling up. Geopolitics and money, oil's the thread. More on that in a sec. Now, Gaza, it's grim. Israel tightens the blockade, cut off electricity entirely on March 9th, shut down the water in Del Al-Balah, and banned all food, fuel, medicine last week. This isn't an ethnic cleansing, though, they claim. No. The UN says nothing gets in. Some are calling it starve and freeze tactic. Hamas runs stats. Hamas says 48,365 are dead. Who knows? You know what I mean? Those are their stats. But a lot of people are dead since October 2023. But estimate, like common dreams, there's 170,000 with indirect toll. Finance Minister Bezalel Smitrov says Trump's ethnic cleansing plan for Gaza is taking shape. a migration administration to displace Palestinians, backed by Trump's February pitch to resettle them in Egypt and Jordan. Both sides say no. The International Criminal Court genocide case rolls on. Netanyahu got an ICC warrant hanging over him. Everyone's ablaze. Some call it policy transparency. Others scream war crimes. Ian Carroll, everybody knows now, says, there's no signs that he's blown off the lids. He's really blown off the lids of what's going on. It's really pretty amazing. Money tie-in, trade wars, and aid cuts ripple here big time. Markets are a mixed bag. Asian stocks down across the board. Nikkei, Kospi, Hang Seng hammered by Trump's tariffs and China woes. Industrial profits there tanked 27% last year. FX reserve dropped $64 billion in December. The yen sliding again, 148.16 per dollar. Carry traders betting on dollars over safe haven flows, even with Putin's Kursk bravado. Why? Yesterday's CPI at 2.8 versus 2.9, slightly in the right direction, they're saying. Hence the Fed might pause while Japan's Bank of Japan tightens to 0.5%. Yield gaps still 382 basis points. Money's chasing dollars. Oil's the wild card. WTI is up at 65.30. Brent at 68.50. Lowest since 2021. Gas prices in the U.S. down $2 something a gallon. Some states even lower. Levels we haven't seen since Trump's last term. Everyday Americans are grinning at the pump, but globally it's a red flag. OPEC shocked everyone on March 4, hiking outputs from April. Saudi Arabia, Russia, UAE unwinding cuts. Demand's wobbling. China's slump. Europe's crawl. U.S. is cooling. Trump's tariffs and Putin's moves should spike oil, but we're not seeing slowdown. But it's not happening. Markets see a slowdown, not a supply crunch. If Trump's Ukraine ceasefire sticks, Russian oil, which is 14% of all global output, could flood in, crashing prices to $20 like in 2020. Money winners, importers, losers, Shell and OPEC. And let's face it, we're the winners, right? Everyday Americans are the winners. Go to the pump. That's how you lower inflation right there. I mean, that's a big way you lower inflation. Bring the price at the pump down. Crypto's where it gets fun. Bitcoin's up 1% today, currently trading at almost the same as when I put this together, 83,229, bouncing from Tuesday's 76,556 low. Altcoins are flying. Some are screaming alt season, like my good friend Matt Dixon. Ethereum's at 2,600, up 5%. XRP 265, up 6%. Solana's at 180. Is that current? Solana is not at 180. Solana, I was like, that's not right. Solana's at 126. Everyone's eyeing 90,000. I can tell you I got deals on the table. Bruce, I'll send you the money once Bitcoin's back at 90,000. That's a scary thing when that happens, I got to tell you. But it will probably go there. Matt Dixon will weigh in on that. Trump's strategic Bitcoin reserve for March 6th, 200,000 Bitcoin, which is $16 billion. Flopped at first. No new buys. Just seized coins, but last week's crypto summit with David Sachs teased budget neutral purchases. XRP wells and Solana inflows are juice and alts. Trump's supposed to pump our bags. Where's the juice? Tariffs and chaos are dragging. Policy's slow. Bitcoin Palooza's next week. March 19th at the Sugar Mouse. Expect fireworks. And Elon Musk, man's a headline machine. Tesla stocks crashed 15% on Monday. Worse since 2020, down 50% since he joined Trump's Doge gig. Tuesday, Trump paraded Tesla at the White House lawn, pledging to buy to prop him up. Shares clawed back 5% yesterday, but protests hit the stores. Elon must go, they said. Doge is a mess. Musk talks about entitlements. 20 million, he says, dead people getting paid on Social Security. What a mess. spark cabinet fights. Of course, Rubio and there's talk of this clash. I think they're fine. Marco Rubio is very professional. So is Elon Musk. And of course, the cyber attacks on X have been absolutely. I mean, we really couldn't even do a show one or two of the days. And of course, he's appealing that 56 billion Tesla pay loss in Delaware. That's a lot of money right there. Tesla's bleeding, but Musk is betting big, 100 million to Trump's machine. AI is ablaze. Alibaba's new reasoning model outshines OpenAI. Per March 11, China's Manus hints at AGI. Europe's raising 20 billion for AI gigafactories. Microsoft's cooking AI for devs. Melbourne's biological computer neurons on silicon dropped March 6. Many say it's a sci-fi realness. Trillions in play. China's racing the U.S. Robotics. Google's DeepMind's Gemini bots fold paper like pros. Xpeng's Iron build electric vehicles. Their flying cars hit in 2026. Can you believe it? China's G1 robot sticks at $16,000. Dexterity's 1.65 billion valuation screams warehouse cash. Some call it dope and some call it scary. Money's on automation. That's the Impact Money Show beat. Trade wars, crypto kicks, robot flips, and power plays. We're live from Washington, D.C., riding this wave to Bitcoin Palooza. Money's moving. Where's it landing? Let's bring on the great Matt Dixon and find out. Sir Matt. Uh-oh.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Morning, Bruce. I'm going to jump straight in and share my screen.
You got it. Yeah.
So you should straight away see. Well, I've started on oil there. Can you see that?
I can, yes.
No particular reason, just happens to be the first chart, but it's interesting that I put this support in some time ago. This was the low price on oil, and we touched that support a couple of times and not managed to break through it. So that tells me that maybe we're going to head higher. I did actually say that this blue support line was probably going to be support, but then when I drew the parallel back to the previous low price there, that's where I said support will likely be first of all. That's the first line of support, and it has been supported. Oil is potentially pushing higher. So we'll just need to follow that. No particular, nothing particular to say. I think we need to keep an eye on the economies, keep an eye on demand, but also there's plenty of supply. Saudi Arabia in particular, keeping those taps wide open. There's plenty of supply on the market, and demand may be slowing a bit because we are beginning to see some signs of slower growth. But I'm going to jump, before I go into crypto, just jump into the CPI figures that we had yesterday. Now, they came out weaker than was expected. They were expected to come out a little bit weaker, but they came out weaker than those expectations. So we can see the actual previous figure, for example, core inflation was expected to be, this was month-on-month core inflation, 0.4%, expected to reduce to 0.3%, actually came out 0.2%. And the same for, every measure that you look at really came out quite a bit weaker than expected. So even, headline inflation annual there, 3%, expected to come out 2.9, came out 2.8. So it's going in the right direction. So this means that Fed Chair Powell may actually be able to reduce rates sooner than expected. What I didn't check today, in fact, I won't bother checking now, or maybe check in tomorrow on this, just to see what the Fed rate tool is telling us about expectations. Clearly, I think they're still going to remain on hold for interest rates this time. It's in about a week's time, isn't it? They're going to review rates, and
seems to be the consensus.
Yeah, so they're going to stay on hold. Last time I looked, it was 97%. I'm guessing it's probably dropped to 95. I don't know offhand, but still almost definitely going to stay on hold. But it does open the doors for the next Fed meeting, and maybe we'll see a reduction. So we're starting to see it. This is a substantial turnaround for the inflation expectations, and a little bit of a surprise, but you have to bear in mind these Trump tariffs, which are potentially pushing inflation higher, these Trump tariffs are actually although they're inflationary, it's not yet hit. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Yeah, it's not yet hit the markets. So the Fed basically will not be able to reduce, or the inflation rate is not reducing based on these figures as yet. So we're going to keep a close eye on inflation. We've got PPI due out today. So I'll move on to, today's figures. We've got PPI due out later today. Now, again, we're expecting the producer price index there to reduce again from 0.4. We're expecting 0.3. Let's see if it comes out even weaker. But what I was trying to say was these tariffs from that Trump has announced, it actually takes quite some time to feed through to the market. So the tariffs are inflationary, and estimates are that they might increase inflation by as much as 1% for this year. That would be a substantial increase. But what people aren't taking into account, whilst the tariffs are inflationary, bear in mind also those tariffs are actually negative for growth. They're going to trim growth. So if prices of everything go up substantially, there's going to be less spending, less growth, less production, etc. So it actually has a dual effect of increasing inflation because prices increase, but also reducing growth. That is a worry, because my big fear for the past year, I've been talking about this fear, is that we might run into stagflation. So Trump is doing, he's obviously got his reasons for doing this. And I think one of the main reasons is he wants to fund the deficit, and the governments are going to have to refinance all of the debt. The trillions of dollars of debt they've got, they're going to have to refinance it. They don't want to refinance at 4.5%, 5%. They want rates to come down. And this is why I think Trump is prepared to reduce, reduce growth, reduce inflation, to allow them to reduce rates so the government can refinance at a more reasonable rate. Because whatever you want to say about Trump, and I know there's been a lot of negativity out there, this is something where they should have bitten the bullet many, many years ago, because this this deficit has just been escalating. It's unsustainable.
It's crazy. It's like crazy. Literally the amount of money that they bring in taxes. The amount of money the government's bringing in, it doesn't even cover a third of just the amount of money that we're paying this Federal Reserve banking cartel in order just to service the debt.
So markets, traders, crypto holders, whoever you want to talk about, are railing against Trump at the moment because he's potentially, he has hit the market already. We can see the negativity in the market. But somebody has to bite the bullet, and maybe it actually takes a bit of bravery to bite the bullet and say, we're just going to have to suffer the pain, because this has gone on so long. It is now a painful fix. It's not something that can be just massaged over or covered over by printing a bit more money. In fact, printing money is the opposite of what we need. It just increases the debt even further. So maybe to bite the bullet, to be brave and to tackle things and cause the pain that is actually, unfortunately, now necessary to try to resolve the problem. I don't know at this stage whether it is resolvable. They've kicked the can down the road for so long, certainly since 2008, 2009 financial crisis. They covered up the problems by printing money. That wasn't the right solution, because printing money does not improve productivity. It just puts money into risk assets. This is what is falling now, risk assets. This is, what Trump is doing is causing risk assets to fall in value. That should have probably happened a long time back. It would have been an easier problem to deal with back then. But governments have not wanted to deal with it, because when they do, they become unpopular, because asset prices fall, and everyone's happy when asset prices are rising. But if someone tries to deal with the problem, and this is what I say about politics and politicians, people rarely vote for what's actually needed. And this is why politicians are so well known for lying or for not telling the truth, because if they told the truth, people wouldn't vote for them. Now, Trump is potentially here telling the truth and saying, he's actually said to people, there is going to be some pain and suffering, and there's no way you could call me an advocate for Trump. But to be fair, if what he's doing is actually addressing the problem, maybe he's doing the right thing here. So who knows? Maybe he's actually, as I say, it's a difficult one to call, but what he's doing maybe seems to be, for some, is the right thing to do. So the fact that we're We're now seeing lower inflation, lower PPI, hopefully today. This could allow them to reduce rates. It will give us that next pump that we need probably at some point. If we see lower rates coming, it's going to give us that next pump in crypto. I think, though, there's probably still a bit more pain to come. So if we go over to those charts, we look at, well, actually, the one, I'm going to jump to my favorite. I mean, just whilst we're looking at them, Bitcoin, for example, year to date has fallen 11%. Ethereum year to date has fallen, I think, 43%. Solana year to date has fallen 35%. XRP, even XRP has fallen nearly 3%. So they're all fallen this year to date.
Yeah, it's been an ugly few weeks.
Yeah, but maybe that's what's required, because you can't just keep making money, that effectively printing money, making people rich out of printing money, because eventually it causes problems. We know that you can't just effectively make all this fake money and have no repercussions whatsoever. So maybe addressing this problem is the right thing to do. Interestingly, the only one that I've seen, or virtually the only one, is eBay. We mentioned it the other day, a week ago. eBay is up 4%.
Big moves for the eBay.
It moves 4% since we mentioned it a week ago. That's positive. Bear in mind the rest of the market is negative, big negative. eBay is nicely positive here. And then even over the month, eBay is up more than 4x over the month. It's only a very small cap one. It's low liquidity, small cap, not something you put a lot of money into, but it's actually got the potential, if things go right, and there's still some questions to be answered there, but if things go right, this has the potential to be a massive multi-X token, only available on PancakeSwap at the moment, but that will change in the future and be made more available, and that will allow more people to come in and buy. So quite an interesting one just to keep at the back of your mind. And maybe a bit of pocket change going into eBay wouldn't be a bad thing.
It has a pretty well-known leader. The guy's he's on TV all the time too.
Yeah. So going back to the main cryptos, as I said, those cryptos have fallen quite substantially. XRP is probably the best one of the bunch at the top, but even that's fallen. But looking at Solana, I think there's now potential for a bit further to fall. So whilst I still believe this is just a fourth wave, and if we were to scroll out, I'll just go onto the weekly chart here to scroll out. There's actually potential for it to fall further. If we had a wave, if this is wave one here and wave two here, we've actually got potential to fall further. That's looking really long term, but I still think we're going to get a fifth wave upside push to take us to new all-time highs for Bitcoin, for Solana, for quite a few of them. I don't know whether Ethereum will ever make new all-time high ever again. I don't know, but it's the least likely in my book. But just looking at Solana here, it's actually quite interesting, because what I've done from the peak, from the all-time high here, I've labeled as wave 3 for the time being, and I think this is just a corrective WXY move down, and I think maybe we've still got a bit to go. Now, I thought that we may have bottomed out here, or maybe somebody earlier, I'm not quite sure where it was. I thought we may have bottomed out already. This is a lesson in trading, practical trading. I've always said to watch your risk reward level, you know where to put your stop losses. You can either dollar cost average, so not put too much in at any one time, and whenever price dips, you can buy a bit more and buy a bit more. So every time we see the price dipping, you can buy a bit more. That means you're not overcommitting yourself at any particular price. Now, the big problem that most traders make is they think they can predict where the market is going to turn. They pile everything in one go. When the market drops, they get into severe difficulties, get wiped out in their positions, etc. So at the moment, I can't tell you whether Solana, I can't tell you for certain whether Solana's bottomed out. I do believe this is a big correction down. So I do believe we're going to head to new all-time highs. So at the moment, I'm not playing with leverage at all, but I am still looking at buying dips whenever it dips. And also, as I say, when you have risk reward levels, like we had a beautiful one on Jasmy, I will touch on Jasmy to show you that one. That's where I'll place stop losses. So I'm just going to move over to Jasmy. We'll come back to this. But Jasmy has been visiting over quite a long period of time. You can see it doesn't matter what the token is. This is just a lesson in trading. We see it tested this dotted long line here, tested it again, tested it again, tested it again, tested it here. So these frequent tests, it actually weakens the support. Every time it tests and tests and tests, each time it has a go at the support line, it weakens that level of support. It actually erodes the support. So eventually it's broken through. So this was the obvious place to place your stop loss, just below the dotted line. So it was actually a good trade in my view, technically a good trade to go long Jasmy. And we could even have actually protected those long positions in profit. But you need your stop loss below the dotted line, just below it, because it was unlikely to break it. But when it does break, it breaks through like a cascade, breaking, going through. The dam's broken effectively, and it heads
like a knife through butter.
Yeah, exactly. So once it's gone, then your stop loss gets hit. But it means that if you put your trade on every time it approaches this dotted line, and the potential upside was massive, the downside was minimal. So even though you've lost money on this trade, it's a minimal amount. You don't really care too much. So that's a lesson in how and where to place stop losses and how beautifully they protect you. And with something like Jasmy, that's what I'd be very careful placing my stop losses. With the token here that we have with Solana, which, as I say, I believe is corrective down. Now, you could either use stop losses at every one of these risk reward levels, or you could just dollar cost average and just put smaller trades in every time it dips by a bit more. Now, at the moment, I'm thinking that we could target possibly $100. We're currently $127 on Solana. We
Wow.
could drop another 20% down to that $100 level. Now, the reason 100 is so interesting, what I've done, I first of all measured from the very peak all-time high to the bottom of this W wave here. Then I transposed it to the top of the X wave, which is actually here. And the 100% level is here, exactly on 100. What's really interesting is when you get confluence from a couple of different areas. So what I then did from the X wave, I then measured down to the bottom of this A wave down here. That's the low point down here. I then transpose it to the top of the B wave, and 100% of that move gives me exactly the same level, $100 on Solana. So we've got two different measurements that have been constructed completely differently from different price levels, different Fibonacci extensions, etc. But we get perfect confluence at $100. That tells me that, we could sail through it, but it tells me there's going to be strong support, most likely at this $100 level. So good risk reward level. So next level for me, if we drop further, would be to buy at about $100 or maybe just over $100 with a stop loss just below it. Again, we could get stopped out and we could sail down through. Who knows what's going to happen geopolitically, economically, whatever. But it's a great risk reward level. So I'll be looking potentially to go long Solana from this level around $100 with maybe stop losses just below, potentially targeting new all-time high. All-time high was 295. If we get in at $100, you're talking 3x. If we get above 295, around 300 plus, you're talking 3x as a sort of take profit target. So the downside will be a stop loss just below. You can do a fractional, even if it's 5% below, you could lose 5% of your investment if it goes wrong, but you do 3x, 300% your investment if it goes up. So that is beautiful risk reward. So you're talking 60 to 1 risk reward. If you were to get a trade on here and you don't get stopped, well, basically the downside stop will be 1 unit and the upside will be 60 times that. So a 60 to 1 risk reward. That is the way to trade. So you can use dollar cost averaging, you can use stop losses, that you can, various ways, but you get the risk reward in your favor and you don't need to get many trades right to be making money overall in this market. So that is the way to do that. Looking at dollar index being quite interesting. I'm not quite sure why it's not showing support here. I had some support in for some reason. But anyway, dollar index has obviously been weakening quite a bit. The market didn't take kindly to the Trump tariffs, of course. Dollar has sold off. And we've actually seen a lot of money actually go into Japanese yen. So if we looked at the Japanese yen, we'll see the yen has strengthened against the dollar. In fact, I'll just jump across to that where I can find it. Where's the Japanese yen? Oh, no, XRP. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, so you can see dollar yen has fallen quite a bit. So that means the yen has strengthened quite a lot against the dollar. That is actually indicative of a slight unwinding of the carry trade. I wouldn't say it's anything serious at this stage. But remember, we're still seeing potentially pressure upwards for Japanese interest rates because they're still tackling elevated inflation, whereas the US, potentially, they're going to pivot back over towards weakening interest rates. So that's one reason we're seeing the Japanese yen appreciating. That's not good for risk assets, but we need to see moving forward what's going to happen. There. I do want to just touch on gold because we've been bullish throughout the whole show, really, on gold for the past well over a year now. We've been bullish gold. I think I have said that we're not yet finished the fifth wave higher, and my target I mentioned on previous shows was, we can see it up here for the fifth wave, around $3,000. That may not be the long-term target, but certainly short-term, I think that we're headed to at least 3,000. So this is why I was saying buy dips with gold. When we had a dip down here, it was potentially an ABC down. And even if we could even dip back down again, who knows? But I still think we're going to head up to a minimum $3,000. And long term, this is a beautiful Elliott wave setup. I mean, I'll just try to scroll out a bit for you to see. An absolutely amazing setup we've had. And what an amazing bull run we've had for gold. At every fractal you look at, I'll probably go out to weekly to show you where, how amazing this counter's been. That's to do with interest rates and to do with liquidity, just showing you what moves the price of gold. But from this low point here, which I think was when was that? Okay, 2015. I've even gone back further than that, talking about the FTX low somewhere further back. That was around here, the money printing that started. So money liquidity flowing into the system, it's got to go somewhere. A lot of it's gone into gold, and that's why I've seen the gold price rising. But this last cycle that we've seen, I think, the last cycle that we've seen here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're getting an extended fifth. I've told you many times that that gold and commodities, it's often the fifth wave that extends. With normal assets, I say normal, with traditional risk assets, you'll often see it's the third wave that extends. But here, the fifth wave is the longest, and that's actually very typical of gold. And that's another reason why we expected more upward movement. So you can see on this fractal that I expect quite a lot more. I just think that short term, we're going to see a stop probably around the 3,000 level. But that's just on this internal waves here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in blue. We'll probably take a rest at around $3,000, but there's still a wave 4 to go and a further wave 5 up to finish this cycle in red here. So still, I think even if we stop temporarily there, I think there's higher to go. So again, with gold, I'll just be looking to buy dips really. And we've been bullish all the way through. You can just see how amazing it's been. And I think we've seen 3x since the recent low just on this cycle. Sorry, that's 2x since it's just in this final fifth wave, already 2x in price. So gold has been amazing. Double your money in something as solid, something that's a store of value like gold is absolutely amazing. And gold is still more of a store of value than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is becoming a store of value. It's been evolving from purely speculative, gradually evolving to more and more of a store of value. But I think gold still remains that real store of value. And I know Bruce has been really prominent in pushing gold. And if you had followed his advice from when the show started, even a year ago, was that a year ago now? Yeah, you'd have been very, very happy. So, so that's great advice that Bruce has given there. And I think in general, we've been good. We did get caught out on this recent drop in the market, which was a reaction to Trump's tariffs. But as I said, if you've been following the advice on dollar cost averaging, placing your stop losses, using risk reward, you've actually got a lot of powder dry ready. If Solana drops to 100, I think it'd be great to add some more at that level. But right now, this gold is looking as though it's still got higher to go. So from this wave 4 here, even the small fractal got a wave 1 up, 2 down, 3 up, 4 down, and we're pushing up probably in a fifth wave. So still probably more upside to come with gold. So I think Bruce's advice still holds strong there. So probably enough for today. But we need to watch out on PPI. We're heading towards that, so we'll look at more interest rate expectations perhaps tomorrow. But for the time being, I think the market will probably take a bit of a bit of joy from what probably will be lower PPI figures today. So that should probably give the market a little bit of a pump short term anyway. But there's still risk and more downside to come. As I say, Solana, I think, may target medium term $100. So if that's the case, while short term we're going to see a pump, medium term I think we'll see more of a dump. But then slightly longer term than that, I still think we're going to push to new all-time highs for Bitcoin, Solana, and a bunch of others as well. So hope that was helpful. Certainly I enjoy going through this. It's helpful to me every day to go through this and just clarify what my thoughts are. So thank you, everybody.
We love it too, Matt. It really is. It's an amazing thing. And, it's always a pleasure. And it's world-class, as I always say, world-class analysis.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Bruce. Thank you, everybody. Catch up tomorrow.
Cheers. Impact Money Show with the Market Watch Report with the great Matt Dixon. Matt, he has about, I don't know, it's a lot of years of trading. I don't know exactly how many, but it's a lot of years of trading that we have there. We have an exciting week coming up. I will be kicking off, as a matter of fact, the week, it is the Digital Asset Summit week in New York City with our good friend Lou Kerner. Lou Kerner with the Crypto Mondays, the founder of Crypto Mondays. Really exciting. This guy is a legend. He's a legend, Lou Kerner. So I'll kick off. He invited me to speak there, and of course, I gladly accepted. I just wanted to show you the website for Bitcoin Palooza. It's bitcoinpalooza.nyc. You can follow the links to register there and go ahead and register. You see Bitcoin Palooza. Bitcoin Palooza is an electrifying celebration of everything that makes Bitcoin culture unique. Held during the 2025 Digital Asset Summit, we're turning the Sugar Mouse into a hub for music, art, fashion, and cutting-edge technology. Whether you're a seasoned Bitcoin enthusiast or new to the world of digital assets, Bitcoin Palooza is the place to be for an unforgettable experience. Get ready, groundbreaking fusion of music, art, fashion, all powered by the revolutionary world of Bitcoin technology and the vibrant degen culture experience. Bitcoin Palooza is not just an event, it's an experience that brings together creators, innovators, and crypto enthusiasts in the heart of New York City. Live music, join the top DJs and artists who are redefining the sound of the crypto and degen communities. We have, of course, connect. You want to connect with like-minded individuals, creators, and influencers in the world of Bitcoin and digital assets. Gain insights into Bitcoin's impact on art and culture and the future of digital economy. Be part of history. Bitcoin Palooza is more than just an event. It's a movement that celebrates the evolution of money and culture. Some of our speakers that we've already confirmed, there's going to be many more or some more. We'll see. It's more. We'll do a couple of panels, and then most of it really is the festival. It's the art, it's the music, and these types of things. But my good friend, our foreign minister of Liberland, of course, I am the Washington, D.C. representative for Liberland. Thomas Walls, the Minister of Foreign Affairs for the Free Republic of Liberland, will be joining us on stage. The great Dr. Min Venin, of course, the co-founder and strategic advisor of Mindwave DAO. They're listing their NILA token on LBank during the Bitcoin Palooza Festival. I will talk a little bit more about that in a second. And of course, Lou Kerner has also agreed to join us on stage, the founder of Crypto Mondays Collective. Some of our different sponsors that we have here, of course, the Coin Heads. The Coin Heads will be performing live. I'll be performing with the Coin Heads my favorite song that I wrote, The Rothschilds Tax. Liberland, of course, always a staunch supporter of the events. Global Boost Media, of course, Impact Money Show, Washington Elite. It is just something else. This, of course, from one of our previous events. Good stuff. Well, it was one of my favorite events there at the Versace Mansion, our Versace Mansion event. Absolutely one of my favorite events of all times. I'm doing it again next month, by the way. It's a very exclusive list. A very exclusive list. If you want to get on it, let me know. Very exclusive list. We'll be doing our Versace event. Super excited, though, about Bitcoin Palooza. So that's March 19th. Make sure you get your tickets. Of course, we have a wonderful group of co-founders and people involved. Our team, of course, yours truly. We have Randy Schwartz, partner at Global Boost, director at Bitcoin Association, co-founder at Bitcoin Palooza. We have David Fung, very well-known gentleman there in New York City. It's been very valuable, very helpful putting this together. He's an investor, founder of Web3 community builder, business builder, tech trader, innovator, and marketer. Of course, my trusted brother, David Porter, COO at Global Boost, host of the Impact Money Show, co-founder at Bitcoin Palooza and Washington Elite. Our good man, our chief strategy officer at Global Boost, Brady S. Williams. S stands for fast. Chief officer at Global Boost, production manager at Bitcoin Palooza, and of course, my good friend Johan Crudo. He's the art director at Bitcoin Palooza. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Let us know. I also set up here a tab on LinkedIn. You can see here for Bitcoin Palooza, so you can join that if you would like. A lot of fun. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. You know, it's always fun to do these events, guys. It pulls off nicely. We'll do it again in Vegas. It is coming together very nicely. I think we have about 800 people signed up, registered for the event so far. As of the start of this show, anyway, close to 800. So, hey, you know, we get 1,000 or more people out there, and I'll be pretty happy. A lot of fun. Let's see here. Boom, boom, bam. Here we go. Let me load this thing up, and then I am. Boom, boom. Here we are. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. Our kind of ad skit from the Global Family Office Investment Summit. Now, we will also be at the next Global Family Office Investment Summit, and that is in early May. So the way things are shaping up right now, we have Bitcoin Palooza next week. We have the Versace Mansion event next month. We have Dubai then in early May. Looks like we're doing another event and during the Cannes Film Festival, and they want me to do that yacht event again in Monaco. It's a lot of work, guys. I don't know. We'll see how deep their pockets are. It's not cheap either. If you want to be involved, let me know. We rent a yacht for the week. It's a lot of fun. Do some events on there. Partners on that, you're looking at about 50K. So, and then let's see, that rolls us into June. Couple of things. Oh, end of May, Bitcoin Miami. That's when we'll probably be doing another Bitcoin Palooza. We'll see how this one goes.
We're in Miami, on our way to the Trump International for the Global Family Office Investment Summit. Guys, stay tuned. This is our Lambo for the shoot we're going to do. So that'll be fun.
Submit or formalize these kind of transactions. I met with French Hill, who's like a gentleman. Well, gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. You can find each of these guys and talk to them, telling you their wealth of information.
All right, we're in front of the Lambo. Hold that. Hit stop for a second.
Bruce, what's up, man? I knew I'd see you here at the Global Family Investor Summit.
Yeah, man, this is the place to be at the Trump International Resort. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. So I hear you're raising some big money.
All right, yeah. So we just launched our new energy fund. So we're here to raise $100 million.
$100 million. Well, this is the place to do it. Global Family Office Investment Summit. All the big money is here.
That's right. That's why we're here.
But George, I want to introduce you to Crypto Gal. She knows all the inside cuts on the family office events.
All right. Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. So what brings you to the summit?
We just launched our energy fund, and we're here raising capital for our newest venture.
Awesome. I have the perfect strategy to help you raise money while we're here at the summit. I'm super excited. We should talk. What's up, Brandy? I haven't seen you in forever.
I know, it's been since back in Jersey. Tell me what's new.
Well, I have some new clients. I actually wanted to talk to you about getting them on Global Boost because I know you have a huge reach when it comes to crypto and TV.
Yeah, fantastic. Let me introduce you to the guys right away. They're right over there.
Hey, Vin!
Hi. Do you know that our public sale is 40% achieved over the last 7 days?
That's amazing. You know, with what you're doing with the ESG and the Mindwave DAO, I think this family office event is the perfect place for us.
Bruce, we need the strategy now.
I have the perfect person for us, Crypto Gal. Meet Crypto Gal.
I love Bitcoin yield generation. Neela would be a perfect fit. Since Neela is ESG compliant and yield generates Bitcoin, it's a perfect fit.
Bruce, these deals are really coming together.
Anthony Ritosa pulled out all the stops on this one. There's so much money in the room, and the quality of everything is so high.
Vin hit it, George hit it, and we are hitting our goals. That's why I love it here.
It's going to be fun, guys. If you have not made the time to come in and see us, well, that's all right. We'll tune you in. We'll keep you posted, so to speak, because keep in mind, Global Boost Media is a place that's going to broadcast and showcase so many new investing products, people, and opportunities that you can learn about and be a part of. Maybe you're a family office. Maybe you're just some CEO and you say, hey, I have an idea. I'm a founder and I want some coverage. I want to be seen. I want to tell my story and get people out there. Hit up Global Boost Media and maybe we'll give you a chance to tell your story.
Amazing job our good friend did putting that together. Brady Williams, the Chief Strategy Officer for Global Boost Media. I wanted to talk real quickly about Mindwave DAO. So Mindwave DAO, of course, I mentioned that they are doing their listing. So they're listing, you know, a lot of these projects, guys, they never see the light of day. All right. You know, 90%, right? People are always like, hey, Bruce, I want you to work for us. I want you to help us do this. We're going to pay you in token. Okay. And it's like, guys, look, no offense to anybody. I know that you probably have most likely, absolutely have the absolute intention to launch your token, but over 90% of these things never, ever launch. It just happens. People try, they fail. Sometimes it happens to the best of us. Okay. Neela is launching. They're launching on LBank. Everything's paid up. They're launching during Bitcoin Palooza. So it's really exciting. Now, as well, leading up to this moment, and this is a post I put out yesterday, leading up to this moment, you can get in on the pre-sale. So Dr. Vin Venin of Mindwave DAO joins the Bitcoin Palooza, New York City, March 19th as a speaker. Their Neela token will list on LBank Exchange during the Bitcoin Palooza event. You can still get some on pre-sale at sale.mindwave.com. I should put this right here as a banner. Make it easy for everybody. Can still get some Neela token on pre-sale at sale.mindwavedao.com. Here is the great Dr. Vin Menon. He's the co-founder and strategic advisor at mindwavedao.com. They are listing their Neela token on LBank during Bitcoin Palooza. Now, if you do go and get some on the site, use the referral code 88100. 88100. That's the referral code you use, and you get a 5% bonus. 5% bonus on that. Okay, so that's, and you can come and meet Dr. Min Venon at Bitcoin Palooza. Okay, meet him at Bitcoin Palooza. That's at Sugar Mouse, New York City, March 19th, Wednesday, March 19th. We'll all be there. Super excited about it. Remember, 88100 to get your 5% bonus at sale.mindwave.com. Lots of fun. Okay, my friends, that is it for me. You guys are the best. We love doing the show. You heard it from Matt. You heard it from me. It's a lot of fun doing the show. We're going to continue doing the show, and we are growing as well, getting more TV stations under our belt. Big push here as we put everything together. I'll play our last little thing here. Here we go.
Hey, Randy, I got another home run for us, man. This 2-bit exchange is absolutely amazing.
Hey, Bruce, what's up, man? Yeah, why don't you tell me about that 2-bit exchange?
Yeah, that's right. And we're going to be able to list our coins that we want that we support, and they're going to be on this amazing derivatives platform. It's absolutely awesome.
Derivatives? I love derivatives. I can't wait to be on the trade copy program.
So what I want you to do is set up an account and then send me your UID, and let's set you up with a trade copy system, and you just let it run. Copy our trades. That's it. Easy peasy.
So you want me to open an account, send you my user ID, and you hook me up with the trade copy system. I can't wait. Sounds spectacular.
Hey, Matt. Hey, listen, I met with the guys at 2-Bit Exchange while I was in Dubai, and this platform really looks amazing.
Yeah, hi Bruce. Yeah, thank you again for that heads up. I mean, I've looked into this 2-bit platform. It does appear to have everything we're looking for.
Yeah, that's right. 2-Bit, Toobit. They have great liquidity. They have futures platform. There's a lot of functionality that I think you're going to like on there. And they really want to work with us. They want to work with the Impact Money Show. And as you and I both know, if they have a good product and they want to work with us, well, hey, that's half the battle.
I mean, basically, I love that copy trade facility. I love the features on the platform. It's basically very simple to use.
Our viewers only need to set it up to copy our trades, and they just do all the trades that we do. Makes it really easy for people to participate. I think they're going to love it. I'm pretty excited about it.
And yeah, it's definitely going to benefit people. I mean, obviously with all the years of experience that we can pack into it, and people can basically benefit from that. Yeah, I definitely think it's a goer.
Hey, David. Yeah, man, I'm excited about it too. I mean, when you think of the ways that we can help our viewers earn money and be able to participate in the monetary revolution, this 2-Bit platform just opens up all kinds of doors that they don't have right now.
Hey, Bruce, I'm checking out this platform. It's revolutionary.
That's absolutely correct. And the futures platform is amazing. Great liquidity. And the copy trader program, people are going to be able to make the trades exactly when we make them and make the money that we make. It's a win-win for everybody.
Open for U.S. customers, and you can deposit money with a credit or debit card. Doesn't get better than this.
Beautiful. And what do you think we should use as a referral code?
I think we should use Impact Money. That's the one. Impact Money.